Yo, welcome to Nerdy Soul, quick and dirty board game reviews, where I talk about the games I got a chance to play recently. Let's dive in. Okay, so let's talk about Bomb Busters from Pegasus Spiele. Shout out for them sending me this game, and this is one of my favorite cooperative games that I've got a chance to play recently. And in this game, everyone's one of these little rabbit guys, and you are trying to defuse a bomb before it blows up. And I love the theme of this, and honestly, it's very simple, even though it looks a little complex. So everyone's going to get a sort of holder in front of them, and you're gonna mix up these tiles, and all these tiles have different wires and numbers on them. Depending upon the module you're playing, let's say you're doing the training module, you might only have a few yellows in there. You're trying to defuse the bomb by matching up modules. So there's 4 of every number or so, and you're trying to guess, okay, I have a 4 and you have a 4, so I'm gonna guess that we both have 4s in this particular area. Everyone puts sort of like an indicator in front of them randomly, so you can kind of know where on everyone's strip that the number starts at. And so you have a little bit of guidance in that way. As you're defusing bombs and you're guessing, if you have 4 4s, you can almost lay them down in front of you. If you notice that someone else over on your side has a number similar to you, you can guess and defuse those. You're guessing and filling out more of that player board in front of you, letting everyone know who's playing what numbers you have defused.
Know what I have, looking at what you have.
So I'm assuming that because you're taking so long, you don't have any more pairs.
Right.
Okay,
Well,
that's good
I
information.
mean, I don't know if I can say that, but yeah.
I don't know if you can say that either. It wasn't in the rules.
Okay, I'm going to do a dual cut.
Yeah, it's the only thing you can do. You can't do a solo cut.
That is, I'm supposed to name it, right?
Yeah, you have to name it.
That is a 10.
That is a 10.
Yeah, good spacing there, Clyburn.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Gus.
Okay, that's
Well
all
done.
the 10s.
Yes.
That's all the 10s. Good job. Go us for the
Go
10s.
us.
Either one of these or a 2. Is that how I do that?
That is exactly how you do that.
Okay.
They are not.
Oh.
So
We just missed.
we lose a life.
Okay.
You only get a certain amount of mistakes though, so you can't mess up too much or else the bomb will explode and you lose. The cool thing about this, after a few plays, is that it scales up really nicely. It starts out fairly easy, but enough of a little mathematical challenge and memory challenge where you're deducting where people's lines are. The first couple games, we only missed a couple things, but eventually as you play down the line, you're going to make mistakes and bombs are going to blow up. And so it's really cool in that way. The components are really nice. It's a really simple setup. It kind of is a little overwhelming at first because you think it's a really simple game, but once you get going, you are going, and it's a very fun thing. This dial here is exactly how you're going to be losing life. So depending upon the number of players is how you're going to score this dial. So at 5 players, you'll start there and you'll go all the way around and you've got 5 mistakes, basically 5 lives. So you want to make sure that you're getting things right. There are these really cool boxes in here letting you know as you scale up, you have multiple missions that you can play. And so it's got up to 66 different variable missions, which is going to add a lot of cool replayability. I'm not going to spoil anything here. There are also scorecards on the back of these for you to log plays and log how you did. So it's a really great production for a simple game, and I highly recommend this if you like cooperative games that someone can't really quarterback. Someone can't dictate what you should do. So I think Bomb Busters is a really solid game and one of the big surprises for me for this year. All right, Moonrollers. This is from one of my favorite publishers, IV Studio. They are in Nashville. I'm in Memphis, so we're sort of sister cities. They are some of the coolest people and some of the best designers in the biz. But this is a really cool push your luck dice chunking game that I recently got from Fulfillment via Kickstarter, and I absolutely love this game. So in Moonrollers, everyone's got sort of an asymmetric player that you start out with, and it's in the same world as Moonrakers, and obviously Moonrakers is a very popular deck building game. In this, you're going to be rolling dice trying to match up to the requirements of the crew out in the market. Your whole thing and your whole objective is trying to score points and gather crew. So as you gather crew, you're going to be getting new powers to help you with mitigating your dice. On your dice, you've got symbols like thrusters and reactors and wilds and additional dice symbols. So as you roll those, you basically then decide which of the crew members you want to start working on that requirement. let's say you want to try to get all of the reactors on a crew member. So you roll one reactor, you assign that to that, and then you're trying to accomplish that one requirement. Once you do that, you can re-roll dice. If you rolled a die symbol that gives you an extra die, you add more to your roll, and then you try to get another one. So the cool thing about this is you're pushing your luck. If you, during your turn, fail to assign dice, you bust, and everything you've accomplished goes out the window. So as you're doing this, you're putting these little player pieces on these cards to sort of indicate, where you have accomplished for that crew member. The last player to fulfill all of the crew members' requirements, so even if I had 3 and my friend had done 1 requirement, if they were the last one to put the player marker on it, they're going to gain the crew, but we all gain points according to what we accomplished for that crew member. It's really neat because even though you might not get the crew with the additional player power, you're going to get points. Points is how you win. Once someone gets all 4 types or all 5 types of crew members, or once someone gets 3 types of one crew member faction, the game ends. And so it plays really fast. It's really fun. This is the exact kind of game that my game group loves to play. We love dice. We love chunking. It's great fun. We love kind of screwing each other over and seeing if we can do that. And so this is a light game that I was a little worried was going to be too light, because Ivy does these big heavy games, but they don't miss. They continue to hit it out the park. So big shout out to the crew at Ivy Studios for putting out another banger. Moonrollers, super recommend this if you love dice chunkers. All right, let's talk about Harmonies from Libellud and sort of distributed by Asmodee. This is one of the hottest games of 2024. It was a straight up sold out copy that no one could find or buy until they did a reprint, and for good reason. It's a great game. In this game, you're building out a habitat on your player board using these wooden tiles that are all screen printed with different colors on them. And so you've got to mark it out into the middle of the table. And what you're going to do on your turn is you're going to take 3 tiles from the basically pool of tiles. They have to be from the same section. You're going to start building out your habitat. And on that same turn, you can choose to then get a card that is an animal and add that to sort of your you want to add that to the goals you're trying to achieve. Once you do that, then you place these animal tokens on that card to sort of indicate where you're going to be placing out these tokens and scoring points. The whole point of the game is to build out these habitats that fulfill the requirements of your cards, and you're going to be scoring points for standard habitat requirements. Who's got the tallest trees, the longest rivers, things like that are specific to your player board. There's not a ton of player interaction in this game. It's sort of like solo solitaire. The only thing is when you take 3 cubes, someone might want those same ones, or someone might want the card you're taking, but you're doing your own little solo puzzle, and it's very charming and cute and cozy in that way. This game is really beautiful on the table, especially as you finish out the game. I do wish that the card art is insanely beautiful, but you don't really pay much attention to it because you're so focused on the puzzle. So that's what happens with these ad strap games sometimes, is that you don't get a chance to fully embrace yourself in the art while you're playing. So if you do get a chance to play Harmonies, definitely take a moment and just look at the card art, because that lets you kind of dive more into the theme of the game, because every time that you accomplish one of those animal requirements, you're placing an animal cube. That is putting an animal into that habitat. And so it kind of gives you a bit more theme into the game if you can think it in that way. Harmonies is a fantastic game. It hit the nail on the head for this kind of end of the day. We played 4 games, and this was a good way to sort of end it off. But highly recommend you checking out Harmonies. If you're into abstract games, into nature, this game will play pretty fast, 20-30 minutes at most. And you can also play solo because you're just scoring. So highly recommending Harmonies. And those are 3 games I got a chance to play this week. I think they are really fantastic, and they're good because after I got done playing, my friend said, hey, I'm going out of town for New Year's Eve, and I want to take all 3 of those games with me to see my family. We're going to get a chance to play all of them. So thanks again for Pegasus Spiele sending over Bomb Busters, and shout out to Libellud and Ivy Studio for putting out some fantastic games. Let me know if you enjoyed this video with a like, and subscribe if you want to see more of these 3 game breakdowns every week or so. And I really enjoy getting a chance to play all these different games. What are some games you got a chance to play? What are things that you're playing right now that you love? Let me know in the comments, and until next time, stay nerdy, keep that soul dirty.